All right, so if you haven't heard this, this is a story I thought was pretty interesting. This is United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson. And Brian is no longer with us. Brian is now dead. He died in an apparent hit. I would play the video for you, but I don't want to get taken down. There's a video where he's walking down the street in New York, and an armed gunman in a hoodie, dressed in all black. I think he may have had on gray pants or something like that. But he was very meticulous in how he did this assassination. He put a silencer on a gun, and he shot the notorious CEO Brian Thompson in the back of the head. You saw Brian fall over and literally die in the video. It's a very sad thing. So people are talking about this, and people have said, "Oh, that's sad. It's sad. It's sad." Well, actually, I haven't seen too many people say it's sad. You know, mostly what I've heard people say about this situation is that, oh yeah, fuck United Healthcare. Fuck United Health. I've never had any experiences personally with United Healthcare, but I tend to think of insurance, period, as a scam because you pay these exorbitant prices, a lot of times just to not get any coverage at all. I know I've had bad experience not with health insurance, but with car insurance. And I don't like the idea of insurance. I don't like the idea that I have to pay to stay alive. Okay? If I have some life-threatening illness, if I have cancer or diabetes, I feel as though the primary role of the government is to ensure the welfare and the safety and the health care of its citizens. That when you get sick, the government should come in and say, hey, you don't have to pay to stay alive. You don't have to go bankrupt in order to pay for your life-saving cancer medications. We're just going to cover that for you. We're going to give it to you for free. The government should contract healthcare manufacturers, if you will, to make cancer drugs, diabetic drugs, all type of drugs like that. So when people who need them get sick, they can have them readily available. But because we live in a capitalist, I got to make as much money as possible type system, that's not typically what happens here in the United States. So people are speculating that Brian Thompson was killed because of United Healthcare's extreme high rates of denial. So people would get sick, people would pay on their plan every month. And these are not small amounts. On average, for health insurance, depending on what kind of job you have, you're looking at $100, $200, $300, $400 a month. Man, don't talk about family plans. You get your family on a plan. I've seen people pay upwards of $1,000. Well, probably not that much, or close to $1,000 a month in healthcare. And then don't get sick. Your premiums are going to skyrocket. The healthcare system is just bad. That is one thing I actually do give Obama credit for. We certainly had a broken healthcare system that wasn't sustainable as is, at least not sustainable for poor people. And Obama did make some incremental efforts in fixing that and getting healthcare access to poor people. But this is this punk ass nigga. Look at this punk ass nigga. I'm not going to say, of course, death is always sad. So I'm not going to gloat the fact that he died. But doesn't he just look like the kind of piece of shit that would deny you health care? You're dying of cancer. You're dying of diabetes. This looks like the kind of motherfucker that would take pleasure in telling you to die slowly. Even though you've given us all of your money. You've given us all of your money. We're still going to deny you health care. Let the cancer and let the diabetes eat you alive, nigga. He just looks like that kind of piece of shit. Let's take a look at this. All right. This is from Informa. Senate report slams Medicare Advantage users for using predictive technology to deny claims. United Health, CVS, and Humana use technology to increase MA prior authorization denials for post-acute services, boosting profits, according to a report for a Senate subcommittee. A new Senate report sharply criticizes the country's three largest Medicare Advantage insurers, United Healthcare, Humana, CVS, for allegedly limiting access to post-acute care to maximize profits. So essentially what they're doing is they're developing, they're using technology to develop ways to figure out how to fuck you over out of your money. If this isn't the biggest scam I've ever seen, these motherfuckers are actually worse than the Indian scammers that call you on the phone. You ever get the Indian scammers that say, "Hey, I'm calling from the U.S. government." I don't have a very good Indian accent. But I'm calling you from the U.S. government, and if you send us 5,000, we'll send you 15,000. You know, the Indian shit. This is actually worse than that, okay? Because only a dummy will fall for the Indian scammers. Anyone could fall for this. Literally anyone. You work hard at your job. You know, you work hard to protect yourself in case you get sick, in case you're in a car accident and you get hurt or seriously injured. And then the minute you need it, these cocksuckers, this cocksucker that you're looking at on the screen, is actively developing ways to get as much money as he can from you and dish out as little of that back out to you in case you actually need it. How sick are these fucks? How sick are these fucks? And this is one of the reasons everybody knows, you know here, that I am a Trump supporter. But this is one of the reasons why I've had major problems with the Trump administration so far. Even though he hasn't really gotten into office, one of my major problems is, you know, he's appointing all of these rich, Israel first, billionaire type people to his cabinet. And, you know, it might work out. You know, the Elon, you know, appointing the Elon Musks might work out because, you know, Elon Musk is going to do the Doge government organization or the private organization. Doge is technically going to be a private organization that works to cut certain government agencies. But my biggest fear with Trump, especially with him appointing all of these billionaires, my biggest fear is that they're going to cut things like Medicare. They're going to cut things like Medicaid. They're going to cut things like Social Security, things that average, normal, everyday people actually need. And they're going to use that money not to disperse it out to the masses. They're going to use that money to line their own pockets. And if Trump has something like that planned up his sleeve, I'll be the very first person to speak out heavily against the Trump administration because that is some fucked up shit. That is some absolutely terribly fucked up, unbiblical, unchristian shit. So we don't know that that's going to happen. Okay. Now, in theory, what Trump will do is cut the right organization, you know, make the right cuts in the government, hopefully cut the Department of Defense. But right now, it's just way too early to tell. But, you know, it goes back into CEO cocksuckers like Mr. Thompson that you're looking at. Look at him in the eyes. Doesn't he just look devilish? This looks like just a devil in the eyes. But this is what we're dealing with. He got killed. They haven't found his killer yet. Can we find that article? They haven't found his killer yet. Let's see. All right. United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson fatally shot in targeted attack. Gunman still at large. And so, you know, look at this piece of shit. I mean, that's the story. I don't have anything else. I'm going to try to start covering more political type stories. I don't know if my political chops are all the way there. Because sometimes I talk about politics and I just run out of shit to say. Or I'll be talking about politics and I think, I'm only regurgitating shit I've heard other people say. These aren't really my thoughts. And so I try to have organic content whenever I post. So you know you only heard this from Woke Progressive. This is a Woke Progressive straight up prediction. And you know, the thing is, you have so many people making content nowadays. It's really hard to come up with an original thought because even if it is an original thought, even if you thought of it you're on your own volition first, 9 times out of 10, someone else had the same thought. And I don't really like making content, regurgitating something somebody else has already said. Okay? So in this video, I don't think anybody said what I'm saying. Maybe variations of it, but not completely. But yeah, this motherfucker's a piece of shit. He really is. I don't know what else to say. So Give me video ideas in the comment section. I need video ideas. I consistently run out of things to talk about. So give me video ideas in the comment section and let me know what you think about this video. And remember to like, subscribe, share, and as always, stay woke.